What to do, baby?
Welcome back, episode 5. We're out here via Zoom today. A little bit different setup.
Yes, sir. Bruce left me and East Sticky for going on a long voyage of his, so he's gonna be on
Yeah, I'm
IR for the next couple
on
of
vacation. I'm driving to the East Coast in my beautiful Corolla here. Uh, I left last night, and I'm currently already in Columbus, Ohio. So we are ahead of schedule. Been through 6 states. This is my map. This is my loose plan right here.
He's just going.
So the goal is to hit St. Louis, Indy, which I did those yesterday, Columbus, DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York, New Haven, Boston, Portland, Maine, hit Scranton, Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh, and then we're back in Lawrence. So yeah, basically just decide on a whim, take a little trip, but makes the pod kind of hard. I'm gonna try and get a hotel next time, but the hotel that I booked for tonight is 4
You're
hours
just
away
you're just
in
pulling a
Maryland.
snacks. You're going to Maryland.
Yeah, I'm going to
I just want to
Maryland
say
tonight.
I think you're one of the only guys, maybe ever, to just pick up and just leave just because lack of things to do
I'm bored, man.
for
Got to
what
do
reason.
something fun.
College
I'm
dropout,
just
Bruce.
college
As
dropout,
you
just trying to do something fun.
As you may see, due to Bruce's absence, we are not in the studio. We are in the producer E Sticky's bedroom. So shout out E Sticky.
Yeah,
Where
he's just eating. He just ditched us.
he's eating.
Um, yeah. So hopefully my audio is still good, but we're still gonna try and bring you guys content. Whenever I get to Maryland, we'll get the episode edited, and get it posted. But yeah, we're out here. I'm in a movie theater parking lot. I have been sleeping in my car, so
How many
we gotta.
hours? How many hours of sleep you on? A couple?
Yeah, like three.
Like three.
Three and like, but like I feel fine. I don't know, like because I got in last night. I got to
So if you
Indianapolis. I like
where is where's Maryland at? Where
Maryland's right by DC. So tonight I'm gonna go through. Uh, damn, I don't even know what state this is. Um, okay, so I'll go through Ohio, which I'm already here. Then I'll go through Pennsylvania,
hold up.
West Virginia. Then I'm in Maryland.
I don't want to sound like an idiot here. Maybe I am, and this is recording, so I probably shouldn't say it. Is Maryland a state?
Yeah, Maryland's a state. Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, it
Maryland's a
is.
state,
You're
and then
right.
DC's right outside of Maryland. So
I
I'm
don't
trying to
know.
get to
I don't know
the
why
place I'm going is
Maryland does
like
not seem like a state.
the place I'm going is like 2 hours away from DC. So that way I can get up in the morning, take my time since I've just been staying in the car. But basically last night I got into Indianapolis like 6 a.m., but it was already 7 a.m. Indianapolis time because I switched to the Eastern time zone.
Yeah.
And so then I tried to sleep, and like the sun was rising like right as I pulled in, so I barely slept. And so then I drove into the city, and I slept at a rest stop like a little bit ago, but I haven't like slept. So I'm excited. I booked a $40 Super 8 motel. So
You just been eating? What all you been eating? I feel like you got to share a little bit while
I
you're.
haven't eaten much. I felt kind of sick after I got to Indy, probably because I didn't
God.
sleep, but I had some
God.
really shitty ramen downtown Indy. Was not good. The place I wanted to go was like 21 and up. I don't know why, but I had this shitty ramen, and like I had like bubble gut for like 2 hours, and I just like couldn't move, so I was just
That's
sitting in a parking lot
gross.
in my car. Yeah. Um, and then I just went to this place in Columbus called uh, Loops. It was on Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives, and they had like some. It's like Greek food, and they have like these egg rolls that are like they're basically like wontons with Greek food fried inside. Oh my god, that place was legit. But yeah, I'm gonna eat a lot more food when I get to the coast. But so far, I've only had 2 meals, and I haven't really. I don't know. I don't really eat that. I only eat like one massive meal per day, anyways. So
Yeah. Yes, sir. So I'm in Lawrence. Bruce is in a movie theater parking lot in the middle of nowhere, right?
Columbus, Ohio. It's a big ass town. Also,
Columbus, Ohio.
did not know Columbus, Ohio was large. Like this place is massive. I got here and I was like, there's so many road rage drivers and like psycho people, and I took the wrong exit like 3 times. This place is scary.
Yeah.
But and it's a college town. It's where Ohio State is, so it's actually massive. But yeah, we're still gonna bring you the pod. Aiden, you got some shout outs you want to do?
Just shouting out the social media per usual. Follow us on Twitter at the Truth BB. We're available all different platforms. Got the YouTube going up now, so yeah, it
Yeah,
was
the YouTube's pretty fun. It gets pretty interesting. You can kind of see more. We have a pretty good studio setup when we're in studio, but
gonna try and
you also
start.
get to see the car that I'm legit living in right now.
Yeah, gonna try and start getting some highlights on the Twitter. But anyways, it was a solid week of NFL. I think we got to get into some NFL talk a little bit. Am I right?
All right, yeah, we'll start with Packers Niners, 34-17 Packers. Classic Aaron Rodgers bounce back game. He's
Yeah,
had a bounce back game 2 of the last 3 weeks because he played terrible and then bounce back game, then played bad, then bounce back game. But
yeah.
Packers are
Rodgers
back.
is yeah. Rodgers is
Devontae Adams is ridiculous.
yeah. You see that? I mean, this is one of the things I put in my notes, and it's early, and I think eventually we're gonna have to. Maybe we just do it right now. Is like rank our receivers and how we do that, but I I don't know. Is Devontae Adams like if someone said he was like first or second in the league, I'm at this point I'm not even mad about it. Like that's how like
Okay,
ridiculous
so
this guy
let's
is.
get into this. Me and AB got in some Twitter beef on Twitter, some Twitter beef this weekend.
Okay, well the
He,
problem is you're gonna ruin DK Metcalf if you keep saying he's the best receiver in the league because he's not.
yeah, he's the
That's
best
the
receiver in the
issue.
league.
No,
He's
he's
easily
not.
the best receiver in the league. Superhuman,
Easily.
best receiver in the league. Easily.
He's top
D Hop
top
second.
12. He's top 12.
Top 12?
He's top 12.
Put some
Yeah.
respect on his name. You can't just tell me that. You can't
That
tell me he's
is
top 12.
that is respect.
You won't even give him top 5.
No, I won't give him top 5. Why
All
would I give
right.
him top 5? Who's he better
Here's
than?
my ranking.
He's not better
He's
than D
better.
Hop. He's not better than
He's better than
Julio.
Julio. He's
No, he's
way better
not.
than Julio. Julio's
How?
washed.
Julio's
Julio's
not one.
washed.
You have a hate for all
Julio's washed.
Falcons. You think Maddie
Julio
belongs in the
sucks.
booth. You think
Right to the booth.
Julio is washed. I don't know what you think about Calvin Ridley, but
I think he's short.
Calvin Ridley is a midget apparently. And
Yeah,
so
he's tiny. Short king. I do think that DK is the best receiver in the league. I think he's better than Tyreek Hill. I think he's
no, he's
better
not.
than
No, he's
DeAndre Hopkins.
no.
DeAndre Hopkins is second, in my opinion.
Well, he's first in reality. Whatever
And
fantasy
then you
land
go
we're
to the,
talking
and
about
then
right
you go to
now.
Devontae,
You think?
and then
Wait, hold up. So you're saying DK is 1. DK is not going to be in my top 5 or 10, but
or
DK
10.
DK is. I mean, you
Such
could
a
you
hater.
could argue fringe 10, but that's fringe.
Oh my god,
You could.
the
He's not,
disrespect.
dude.
All right, DK is number 1.
D Hop is.
Hops
Yeah.
2. DT 3. Tyreek 4. Julio 5.
You got Slant Boy at 6. Michael Thomas.
No, I disrespect him.
You think he's lower than 6?
He might be.
I disrespect the shit out of Michael Thomas. I
I
don't
mean, he
even know
deserves
why.
it though.
He just
But
like reminds me of that like classic Odell, just like little princess of a wide receiver. I hate it. It's so true though. It's so
facts,
true.
facts.
Anyways, I'm probably going. I think D Hop is 1, and then after that, you get into the tier of like Julio.
Don't give me a tier. Give me a straight up ranking. I don't want to hear your
That's
tiers.
that's impossible, bro. Because
Oh
like,
my god! But it's possible to just slander DK Metcalf.
I'm not, dude. Saying
Slander him.
he's top 12 his second year in the league is a compliment,
It's not a compliment the way he's playing.
bro. How is he playing better than Devontae Adams or Hopkins, bro? These dudes are putting up 12 receptions a game for 200 yards and a touchdown every game. That's what it seems like.
We got Megatron 2.0 brewing.
Isn't that what they say about
Megatron
Chase Claypool? Anyways,
2.0.
that's what they say about Chase.
No, they call him the Mapletron because he's Canadian. You always say that. No, they call him
It's
the
true.
Mapletron because he has a dumbass Canadian nickname. I'm sorry, that's disrespectful, but it's a stupid nickname. But
Okay,
the
whatever.
only person to have like physical traits that look anything like Calvin Johnson's is DK Metcalf.
You want a straight up list? I'll give you 1 D Hop. At least we agree on that. I mean, not we agree that he's the best in reality, not whatever.
He's second best. Yeah, we agree with that.
Whatever. We're going D Hop, Julio. Mike
No way.
Thomas, Tyreek, Devontae.
Ugh.
Yeah.
So you just said I wouldn't even be offended if you put Devontae
I wouldn't.
2 and you put him below Mike Thomas.
Mike Thomas is 1 on most people's list, by the way.
Yeah, no.
But
Maybe I live in the "what have you done for me lately" world, but he
I mean,
doesn't do anything.
everyone does a little bit, but he
doesn't do anything that's that impressive. Besides that, he doesn't drop a 5-yard ball that's coming at the speed of a tortoise from his 85-year-old quarterback.
In my opinion, like when you're talking about like best overall, you got to take into not only like production but also like talent, and I think he's just probably a little bit below Hopkins.
So you want to take in talent, and you don't want to give DK his love.
He's just too soon. Of course,
he has every tangible, every single one. All right,
I'm about to hit you with a hot take later. Okay.
Okay. We got Chiefs Panthers 33-31 Chiefs.
Yes, sir.
I think Panthers' future is bright, but they're going to lose Joe Brady. He's going to get a head coaching job, and I think Mahomes might be the MVP frontrunner.
No, he is the MVP frontrunner right now. I mean, and it seems weird because I think it's going to get to that point, kind of maybe LeBron where like LeBron doesn't really win MVPs, although everyone says like, oh, he's not doing anything every year.
He's not doing anything proprietary. He's
doing what he always does. Yeah.
Yeah, they're trying to.
It's just normal.
Compare Pat to his 50 touchdown season, which by the way he's going to do again. But then they're like, oh, this is just Pat Mahomes. Well, Pat Mahomes
it's kind of like
easily the most valuable player in the league.
Yeah,
Russ is too. That's fair, but like even Russ has slipped a lot. Like I would probably have
Russ has like
Rodgers
7 picks.
Too.
No, I definitely still. Too. I'd still have Russ too, but I think as of right now, Mahomes is definitely
disrespectful to Raj.
Raj had a couple road bumps though. Him and Russ both.
Yeah, but he hasn't thrown as many picks as Russ.
That's probably
the thing with Russ. The thing with Russ is if Russ isn't perfect, then there's no chance they're gonna win because their defense is absolute dog shit.
Yeah, I mean, it's literally what it is. Anyways, 33-31 Chiefs. Teddy Two Gloves, I was impressed with him. Had a couple wild runs to keep him in it lately. I mean, I wasn't even sweating in this game at all. It felt like the Chiefs were up by like 20, and then all of a sudden Joey Sly is lining up for a 66-yarder to seal the deal. Missed it by
I just wanted him
30
to make
yards,
it.
but
he didn't. He wasn't short. He was wide.
Yeah,
that was
literally. He might have had the
leg distance.
Yeah. I think we got to address CMC big game comeback, of course, while we're talking about running backs. We got to talk about Clyde Edwards-Helaire. As a fantasy owner, it hurts every week. He ended up getting a receiving touchdown to pad the stats, but he had 5 carries for 14 yards. That was his stat line.
Okay, the only thing I would say to that is the Chiefs have showed their versatility in a game that's kind of turns into a shootout like that game did.
Yeah,
they showed that, Pat Mahomes can throw 4 touchdowns, but in a game where it's wet and raining and you need Clyde to get
like the Bills
on the ground, he can do it.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of the beauty of the offense.
They have so many weapons. They have so many weapons that they're going to have pieces that disappear just because they don't necessarily need them for.
The same thing.
Like they don't need to establish the run. They didn't even need to establish the run to open up the pass. They didn't even need to do it.
I mean, he literally had 5 carries. Like literally.
Yeah, like you can't even get a guy going. And if one of those is like a 10-yard run, then his average looks good. Like,
I think we're on the same page. Mahomes is now the front runner for MVP, even though he hasn't really been doing anything different. Really, it's just kind of other guys making mistakes while Mahomes doesn't. But anyways, good game. Next up, Steelers Cowboys.
Yeah, 24-19.
Yep, I know. How'd you feel about this one?
To be honest, I was choosing for them to lose.
Okay.
I don't want to have a random Steelers win that gets us out from getting a good pick because we're not going to be in another game the rest of the year, more or less.
I'm kind of an NFL draft junkie, and so I've never been in the position to where my football team has been playing so bad to the point where I was hoping for them to lose, so to get a higher draft spot. I mean, the last time the Chiefs were bad was 2013, and I'm like 8 years old or something like that. 11, it doesn't matter. But the Chiefs, I guess I just don't worry about that as much. But I could definitely see as a Cowboys fan, kind of.
I mean, you're just to the point where you don't care because even if we win the NFC East, you're going to get absolutely smoked in the first round. So there's no point.
Garrett Gilbert led Cowboys.
I was impressed.
I was impressed too, but he had freaking Big Ben, Juju, Tomlin all on their hands and knees at the end of that game. I just thought it was funny because if they would have won that,
No, but
that
Gary
would have been
Gilbert has a good
incredible.
story too. He was one of the highest ranked high school recruits. He was Colt McCoy's backup at Texas, transferred to
Man, he looked.
SMU,
You were
kind of
talking
bounced
about.
around the league. He played in what's that?
Yeah, I said you were standing Gucci Danucci last week. Are we now a Gilbert Stan pod?
I want to be whatever's going to lose us the most games. So I guess we're going back with Gooch.
You want to go to Gooch just because you want Justin
I mean, if you
Fields
want to, yeah, yeah. I don't want Justin Fields. I want to get the third pick,
and
trade
trade
back, and literally every single draft pick, you either draft a tackle or a
or
cornerback.
corner or a corner?
Yeah, every
Yeah,
draft is a cornerback or a tackle.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
all I want to see. And also, Trevon Diggs is out. He
yeah.
people
You
call
got.
him a rookie surprise. Like he was a second round pick. Like he was supposed to
He
be
was
good.
supposed
He's
to be
out.
good. Yeah,
The whole line's out. There's no hope. And the only thing that I'm disappointed about is that McCarthy's going to play these games good enough to like people's like, oh, he's a damn good coach because
there's
he
no
coached that
way.
game really well. He's not
Yeah,
going to lose his job. I really don't think he's going to, which I'm kind of mad about
I don't.
because
How could like I don't know. It's just just don't
you
get
can
how
see
he
that. You can see
couldn't.
how someone would say that he coached that game well though, because
Well,
I
yeah,
mean
the
it
fact that
wasn't terrible.
they were even in it. The Steelers have the best record in the NFL. They're undefeated. So, anyways, Broncos fell.
And Big Ben back to his hurtness, and
Yeah,
he had both two injuries, and he's also on the COVID-19 list. So there's a chance he doesn't play next
I
week.
saw
It's a
that.
close contact. He doesn't have corona, but he could. There's a chance he doesn't play next week.
Yeah, that would be
Um,
wild.
so that would kind of suck. But he has to do 5-day quarantine with negative tests, and then he could play. So I don't know. He could play.
Yeah.
I would hope he would play. I think it's more fun if he plays, but um, yeah. All right. Broncos Falcons 34-27 Falcons. Matt Ryan sucks.
Matt Ryan put up 34 points. That's not bad. That's
Matt
solid.
Ryan sucks.
No, I think there's a couple games this week where it's just like two teams. I think it was this one and the Lions Vikings I'd marked down. It's just like I don't know what you do because like I mean it ended up being a 7 point game, but the Broncos got obliterated. They were down by 21 with 9 minutes left. I mean it would have been a classic Falcons to blow it, but shout out to them for holding on. But I think we talk about this every freaking week with the Falcons, but I guess you can throw the Broncos in there too, where I just don't know what you do because Drew Lock is not getting it done. Like the end of the game stats are okay, but like if you just watch him, he's just not good. And it's
Vic Fangio sucks. I think they have a terrible coach.
I mean, you can say that a little bit, but they
And I think Elway sucks. Elway has made zero. The only good move Elway has made in his tenure is bringing in Peyton Manning.
yeah,
The
but
only good move.
that wasn't even him though.
He
Like
drafted Osweiler. He drafted Paxton Lynch. He drafted
yeah,
all these tall
who
ass. He
was the
signed
other
Case
one? It was
Keenum.
freaking yeah, Case
He
Keenum. He
signed
said
Case Keenum to a
Flacco.
big deal.
Flacco said he was in his prime last year.
We're gonna get to that later because Flacco might be in his prime.
Bro.
What a game. We'll get to it later.
All right,
But
we'll get to it later, yeah. But anyways,
the Broncos, yeah, I think they need to fire Vic Fangio. I think they need to fire John Elway. I'm tired of these. John Elway is this thing where he literally just drafts all the tall quarterbacks.
no,
Not that Drew
literally.
Lock's
Yeah.
exceptionally tall, but he drafted he's drafted like 3 6'6" quarterbacks, and they're not. They're just not. He's just not. He doesn't have a knack for talent. I think Judy's going to be good, but I think
Yeah,
honestly that
Judy
was an
looked really
obvious
good.
pick. I think
Yeah.
that was an obvious pick, and they may have even missed on CD. Although I do see both of them having really good careers. So
They
it's
may
kind
have
of like
missed on CD and Jefferson. Jefferson's looked better than Judy, which
Jefferson might look like the best out of all of them.
yeah. Yeah.
Jefferson and Claypool have been playing the best consistently, but you've
CD's been
seen. I
legit
would say
though.
that CD and Judy probably have the most talent out of all those.
Yeah, I mean,
But
shout out.
they're also both in bad positions. Judy had to become the number one, would have been across from Cortland Sutton, which would have been sick.
Yeah, that would have been.
And CD is playing on the worst franchise in the history of the NFL that their owner needs to sell the team. So, yeah, and I mean, honestly, none of those guys are in great spots, but Claypool is.
Yeah.
But
You
the thing
notice
about
how
Claypool is he's in there with like 3 other good receivers that could all
yeah.
start. Not that they could all be ones, but they could all start. And he's getting his every single week. He has a touchdown. He averages a touchdown a week. Like he's been very
Yeah.
impressive.
You notice how we're not talking about Henry Ruggs, and I like the Raiders, but we're not talking about Henry Ruggs because he hasn't done shit.
I mean, he's been hurt some, and he was a project. He was drafted off raw talent, though. He was a project from the jump.
That's the issue. Is that he's drafted above these guys.
Mayock and Gruden have a knack for these fast guys that aren't good. So
I mean, they want their Kmart Tyreek. That's literally what it is. Because the only reason you draft him over Jefferson, Judy, CD, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, everyone like when it was coming up on the draft, people were like, Ruggs really might be the first one off the board,
and then he was.
Shocked,
and then he was. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he's in a tough class because like everyone in the class is having a strong.
Yeah, literally everyone.
Like a pretty strong showing. But yeah, I don't know where you go from there, but let's move on.
Seahawks
Bills.
This was awesome.
44-34 Bills. The Bills are back. Josh Allen is back. I would like to say I'm sticking with my pick of the Dolphins winning the AFC East, though.
I actually like it. I think it could happen.
Because we talked about how tough the schedule is coming up. The Bills' schedule is tough, and this was a huge win.
Yeah, this was.
Russ has slipped a little bit. The shine's kind of a little bit off, but at the same time, no run game. You got DJ Dallas in the backfield. Yep. You don't have any options on short down positions like you do with Chris Carson, even though he's not the best. And they have literally no defensive help. Carlos Dunlap looked good coming back after
he's a good player. He's a
the
good
Bengals,
player.
Yeah. And he deserves to be in a winning situation. And Jamal Adams looked all right, but their defense like basically refuses to gel, and they just don't.
Yeah, their defense
just don't have enough pieces.
Their defense sucks bad. Like it's really like when Josh Allen is dropping 404 on your dome. No slander to Josh Allen.
You mean Josh Allen, future Hall of Famer?
No.
But yes. Him and Jameis going in together.
Him and Jameis Squinston. We're still pulling for Squinston.
Squinston's gonna play another 15 years. But yeah.
This was to me, this was just I just really loved watching Josh Allen pick apart the Seahawks. I mean, it was just an awesome game.
Yeah. But I want him to get a little bit of confidence because we were all talking about the MVP talks and then they slipped. I don't think he has a chance to make his case with MVP again.
Yeah,
I think he's in that top 5.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like that team has a real chance to like do something in the playoffs. So I would think you would want to focus on that more.
I mean,
you want to focus on that more.
I think they'll probably I think I've said it for a while, but they can probably win a game in the playoffs, but I don't think they'll do anything more than that. But I mean, this is a super encouraging sign. So in terms of NFC, it was a little bit of a wild week. The Bucks took one square on the chin, which we'll get into. The Seahawks got mauled by the Bills for the most part. Packers won.
Cardinals lost.
Saints, Cards lost. Saints won. What's the picture?
Rams were off.
Yeah, what are we looking like in the NFC?
Because we were talking about the NFC West so much, and I still think you may see 3 teams from there, depending upon how the Rams look. I think the Seahawks and Cardinals are locks.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the Vikings are genuinely going to make a late push, but I don't think it's going to work.
Remember when I said week 1 that they could have a better record than the Bears? Do you remember that?
I mean, it was week 1 of the podcast. So what was it like? It was like week 4.
Yeah.
Week 5.
Yeah.
I
think it was week 3.
Looking possible.
Yeah, it's possible. I'm telling you.
We'll see. But they're going to make a late push. I don't see them doing anything. I don't see Detroit doing anything.
Yeah.
And we also today we got approved if there is a substantial game that gets canceled, or we have to go into a week 18 scenario with COVID cases, there will be a 16-team playoff. But that's not necessarily a lock. But if it is, you could really see the Vikings in.
Have they announced are they going to go back to the top 2 getting the bye if that happens?
I don't know. It's only if
they miss a game.
If they miss a substantial game, or if they have to go into week 18.
That's pretty.
Which basically just means they would have to, because like so far they've done a lot of good jumbling, but we're gonna get up on the time where nobody has bye weeks left.
Yeah, they can't.
So they can't jumble as much. So
hopefully it doesn't happen. But
I think it's more likely than not, though.
That at some point.
I mean, the odds that we have a team that has a minor outbreak of like 10 players to push their game back a week that's already had a bye.
I mean, it's decently likely.
Quite likely at this point.
Yeah, I agree.
especially since we're only halfway through the season and we've had buys to fall back on all through this. And you're getting to a point where you don't have those to fall back on. And we've seen teams like the Steelers that have like 8 players on the COVID list. The Eagles have had problems during the bye week. The Bengals or the Browns have had problems during the bye week. So I think it's possible, definitely. And I think you would see a team like Minnesota make a push. They look like they're playing for Zimmer's job. I don't know what you do with that team because they should not have given Kirk that extension. That team's a fun team with a fun quarterback. If you give them a fun quarterback, they're a fun team.
I
But with Kirk
agree.
Cousins, they're so bland because they're diverse. They can attack you in so many ways. But Justin Jefferson and Thielen are almost set out to dry if you don't have somebody in there, a
Yeah,
more exciting quarterback.
Cousins hadn't been great for a while.
He's just not. He's just not. I mean, he's Jimmy G. He's the game
He
manager.
is. I
He's
mean,
the
it's literally exactly what it is. Him and like Jimmy
yeah.
G. Yeah, same
They're game
same type
managers.
of stuff.
They're not gonna necessarily mess it up for you, although that's been proven wrong a couple times. But
Yeah,
just giving the ball to Dalvin Cook, I mean, he's been playing really well the last 2 games, but it's pretty one dimensional. And I want to see them doing like something in the passing game and having some exciting play action. And Zimmer's just an older coach. There's not that. I mean,
there's no
you look
juice.
at a guy like the enemy, and you give them a quarterback like Trey Lance, and you get creative and you do
Yeah,
something cool. Or you give them a quarterback like maybe give one of these young guys a second chance, like
Darnold.
Darnold or Haskins. Although I have a lot of questions about Dewey because we got a man with a shin bone as his ACL playing. He's now the
Good.
Redskins starter.
He's
I'm
out there
sorry, the Washington
throwing.
football team
Yeah.
starter. So I don't know. I don't know what happens with that. But let's move on.
Yeah.
Bears
Bears
Titans
Titans. Yep.
24-17 Titans. The Bears offense is so pitiful. So
And
pitiful.
that falls at the hands of Nick Foles, BDN,
It might fall at the hands of Matt Nagy, though.
and Nagy a little bit.
You know what they're not talking enough about? Mitch Trubisky, 3-0 as a starter.
Yeah, but I mean, here's the thing: is I just don't think that they're very good, and I think when they were like 5-0, I was calling them frauds. Like, there's no way.
This is
And
one of the
that's
sad situations where this defense is going to go to waste because you don't see very many of those generational defenses. And I would say the Bears, not even necessarily just this year, but over the past 5 years, have been one of those generational type defenses
I
where
mean,
they're
they
so
have a
good.
really good defense. Yeah.
Like if you put them in Seattle, that defense, they're the best team in the league.
I mean, I think you talk a little bit about like teams being fun and stuff, and I don't think BDN is bad, but I mean, he is a little bit like what we just talked about with like the Kirk Cousins, to where like maybe if that offense had a little bit of juice, because I don't think Nagy is bad. Nagy's always been a good
But
offensive mind.
I
Like
mean, yeah, but
you
he had
infuse
in
a
my
young
opinion,
quarterback.
his good year is a fluke year. Like his good year was their fluke year. I don't necessarily see him. I think him and Ryan Pace keep their jobs and draft another quarterback,
Yeah,
which
but
is
you
kind of
don't.
sad for Chicago. But
Yeah,
I don't think you necessarily want that.
yeah. So the Titans, AJ Brown is very, very, very good, and the Titans get back on track after 2 losses to the Bengals and the Steelers. So it was good to see the Titans get back on track. They're a good team.
Yeah, they're still struggling with their identity, in my opinion.
Their identity is Derrick Henry.
And
They need to give him the ball.
they very much miss Taylor Lewan, the
Yeah,
highest paid left tackle in the league,
yeah,
in the run game. But they're a team that I've always liked. And you can't. There's no people you can dislike on that team. And like as far as Vrabel and Tannehill,
yeah,
I mean
yeah.
Tannehill was stuck under the umbrella of Adam Gase for so long, and you see him kind of break out. And he's
Yeah,
more of a game manager style quarterback, but when he needs to make plays, he's showed this year at least like
yeah. He can make
he's willing to
plays.
make the plays, and they have enough weapons to be good enough. Like, and they didn't extend Corey Davis. They declined his 5th-year option because he struggled last year, and he's looking pretty good.
Yeah,
Johnny Smith is coming into his own at tight end. Like that seems they
has some
could make a
solid
run.
weapons.
Yeah. Some of my takes that I wrote down later are just
Are on
starting to turn in my head of how bad they are. Ravens Colts 24-10 Ravens. If you guys of course bet with caution, but if you guys listen to the intern. He said hammer this one home. By the way, intern Jake went 8-4.
Solid call by
almost
Jake.
or 8-6, almost correctly predicted the Jets' loss.
Impressive.
Had a couple close calls. Predicted the Dolphins upset. Again, we'll have him on next week, but probably doesn't watch football. But it was definitely
it's in the air if he does. We're not sure.
It was definitely fun to have him on, and he had a pretty good week, to be honest. But Lamar will always do enough to win. It's in my notes every single week.
Yeah,
unless the lights are too bright, which it has happened a couple times, but I don't like the Lamar slander. Lamar's a good quarterback.
But here's my issue with that is we can't say he's gonna do enough to win, and then when the lights are bright and he has to win, he just doesn't. Like that's where
I want him. He needs to have a game where he proves himself, and it might be a playoff game.
I need him to go out against a bad team, and I need him to throw for 380 yards. Like, I don't even care at this point. Like, it can be against.
But that's not their identity at all. That's not what they're doing. They got
I just want to see him
having a 100-yard game.
I just want to see
him
eat a
little bit. He's not going to eat. He's not that type of quarterback. And they don't have those weapons. They need a 1. Hollywood's not a 1.
No, Hollywood gets Snead out of there. Snead's not a 3.
They have good tight ends, but they need a 1. They got my boy Des Bryant, so maybe
I think a big time receiver in this draft or free agency should be on their alley. Allen Robinson would be fun. Juju, I don't know, but that's another big name receiver in free agency. Anyways, moving on. Lions Vikes. It's kind of part 2 of what I was talking about earlier of just teams I have no idea what to do with.
This is the under tie game.
Okay, so our intern predicted a tie on this game, and that obviously didn't go well. Vikes. Well, actually, it was pretty much Dalvin Cook versus the Lions. Pretty much ate him alive.
And Matt Stafford didn't practice all week and pretty much got a concussion. So he was on the COVID list and then got a concussion. But the Vikings have Dalvin Cook is gonna once again be like, oh, we should pay running backs, and then you're gonna have a situation when he's so. Although Kamara's starting to break the trend because
he's a monster.
Got paid and Kamara's crazy.
He's so good.
Crazy. But I wrote, what do you do with the Lions? Like, do you fire Matt Patricia? I want them to give him another chance.
Trade Stafford.
Well, Stafford, I want him to trade Stafford for Stafford's sake.
Yeah, that's what I'm
saying. Stafford deserves, here's Stafford. You have a couple years left. Go try and win.
Yeah.
Like, put him on the Colts instead of Phillip Rivers skipping rocks with his
stupid ass
skipping rocks with his 15 kids, like throwing the ball like this and then saying dadgummit every 5. He literally dadgummit. That's not fun. Like, why? I understand he's like a legend, whatever. He's played 17 years, but you got a guy like Stafford who's, the only thing people can say about Phillip Rivers, he's been consistent, but he's also consistently not won when it mattered. And you got a guy like Stafford who also hasn't won when it mattered, but he's never been surrounded with good pieces. And you put him on a team like that where he has a chance with a really good backfield, the best offensive line. You maybe get him one more weapon. That team becomes exciting. And
I agree.
I want him to do that. I want him to do something with that. Or, I don't know. I don't want to see Stafford in like Jacksonville or the Jets or a team with a horrible rebuild ahead. Like, I want to see him on a team that's like
give him to the freaking Vikings. Let me see that.
Yeah, something like that. Because Stafford's going to make the plays that Kirk Cousins won't make.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad we agree on that because I want to see Stafford do something fun. Like he deserves it. He's been in the worst situation ever. Yeah. Giants Washington football team. Kyle Allen destroyed his leg.
Dak Prescott 2.0, literally the exact same thing.
No, Alex Smith 2.0.
No.
I was looking at this thing. It was probably on some podcast I listened to. I can't even. They all blend together. But it was like the last 5 quarterbacks to go out for the Washington football team. Leg injury. Like they're all broken legs. And
except
then
Haskins.
Dewey Haskins got butt pain. We're not talking enough about that, but Rivera's he's made his bed. He's got to sit in it. I don't see him playing Haskins.
No,
I think
done.
He must see something in practice because I think it's tragic to have a guy like that gets like 4 games.
He's done.
And he wins one of them. He's done, or he's done with the team.
No, he's done with the football team.
I agree, but I mean, I'm just like I genuinely believe Rivera would bring in anyone before he puts him back out on the field.
Oh no, I agree. I don't
So
think Haskins sees the field ever again as a football
I
teamer.
still question why they gave him a captain spot. They obviously thought that he had
So
grown
weird.
as a leader, grown as a team. Like I don't understand. So I
I don't
want to
know.
see him with another chance because but like we've talked about, his games are just 14 for 27, 131 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 3
And
picks. Like
yeah, it's
they're
literally
never
every. I
good.
mean, it's usually like 1 touchdown and 2
But
picks. Like it's
you
just so
saw
bad.
that talent, that spurt at Ohio State.
I
Probably
don't know what
had
happened. Yeah.
before Joe Burrow, like one of the biggest like
Yeah, he had like
1 year
50
wonder
touchdowns and
situations.
yeah, I don't
He
know.
was next level. And so I hope it's like a mental blockage thing, or it's like Tannehill. He gets the monkey off his back and like
Yeah.
he's able to figure out how to play winning football. But because he obviously has the talent, like that's not a question. It seems to be a question of work ethic and leadership. So
Yeah,
I hope he
so
figures it out. Giants pulled a big win. I think Joe Judge is legit. And I think he's in a very good situation because they've built a very strong O line. They have their quarterback. I genuinely believe they should not draft a quarterback unless they had the second
they'd be
pick and
so
Justin Fields
dumb.
is sitting there. If you have a second
Even
pick and
then,
Justin Fields is
bro.
sitting there, I think Justin Fields is a generational player. But and then they obviously have their running back in Saquon Barkley. So I think they're in a good position. They seem to have drafted well
I
lately.
just feel like they should be better. Like I
I
just
agree,
feel like
but
they should be better. And I know they're missing
I
Saquon, but like
they're
they're
also like they're losing these tight games where they're doing enough to be like, oh, Joe Judge is a dude, like Daniel Jones is good enough, but they're also like gonna maintain a solid draft pick. They can add a defensive player.
yeah,
They
I
can
mean
add
like
to their receiving
they're
core. They can do
weapons who
something.
are never healthy, which is a problem. Shepard, Slayton, Golden Tate, who wild stuff going on with him.
That's hilarious.
And
He's
then Evan
playing. He's
Ingram.
playing. He's playing Terry McLaurin on the scout team after he like deuced on the.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's the most experienced player. I don't. That's a whole nother story. But
Yeah.
I think they're in a good position for the future. I really think Joe Judge is the guy. Like, you don't see that a lot. Like even Patricia, like you see those coaches 1 year, and you're just like, man, those guys just aren't. And it seems like Joe Judge, like he knows what he's doing. He's kind of like a hard nosed old school guy, but he
Yeah.
seems like a good coach to me. I don't know. Even though his team has a terrible record, Texans Jags. The Texans are gonna win too many games to get a good draft pick, and
Yeah.
they're not gonna
No, their
win enough either. But
draft pick belongs to the Dolphins. Literally.
oh yeah, so
Because of the Laramie
then they
Tunsil
don't have
trade.
a reason to lose.
They are screwed. Yeah.
But that kind of sucks because the Dolphins would be looking at like a
Somehow
high pick.
no, the pick is like sitting number 6 overall right now. Like
Yeah, but like a
it
couple
is
weeks ago it was
high.
2.
Yeah, you're right. But
Yeah.
I mean,
So
it's probably
I
gonna.
think they're still going to win some games because
It's
it
probably
seems
yeah.
like they
I
want
agree.
Raheem Morris as their coach. To me,
Well, I mean, they have no reason to lose because they traded their entire future for Tunsil. You know,
yeah,
so
when you give
like
up your future for Laramie Tunsil and you give up your future in a generational, like one of the best receivers we've ever seen in the league.
yeah, it's bad.
I mean, Bill O'B just lit a match and walked out. I still, they look like they want Raheem Morris to be their coach. I still think that's the EB job. That's the Eric Bieniemy job.
That's a fun fit. Super fun.
Personally, it's a good fit. I mean, it's if I'm Eric Bieniemy, I'm only taking that job and the Falcons job because those two teams have legitimate opportunities to win.
I don't know. I think
You're
he
not
wants.
taking the Jets job. Where else would you look?
Yeah, I think those are the best.
They're really the only two.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
Jags
Shout out Jake Luton. I don't know.
gluten free.
Luton
I
free.
don't.
Biggest
I don't
losers of the
know.
weekend, and they didn't even do anything. Like the Jets just choked, or else they would have had their fair shot because their schedule coming up is brutal. The Jags.
Yeah,
Like there's a legit
I don't know
chance they
what,
don't win another one.
but that's why they were obviously cheering for
The
the
Pats
Jets to
or the
win.
Jets, yeah.
Yeah, for the Jets to win because they're trying to get that pick. They're so bad. They're not. It's
They
not like a
suck.
quarterback would change that team
No, they
because
suck.
they traded away every player from the good defensive team.
They suck.
They let everybody walk. They have a good receiver, and
Here's the
it
okay. So
starts and ends with that.
I mean, I like some of their like young players on defense. So like, I guess that's a start. But when you go to the offense, they got James Robinson, who's a steal.
Robinson's
Congrats.
a guy. He's a guy. Yeah.
And then they got Chark, who is good. They
D.D.
drafted.
Westbrook.
I mean, who cares about D.D. Westbrook, right? And then they got Chenault, who they drafted, who's like a gadget kind of. He's like Cordell Patterson 2.0, basically. So like,
yeah,
there's just no juice whatsoever. I mean, what's going to happen is they're going to end up sitting 2 or 3, and they're going to take Fields, and that's just a gross situation. I hate it. I don't want it to happen. I want Fields on the football team. I do not want Fields on the Jags. I don't want it.
Yeah, that would suck. And they're gonna be in a situation with the new general manager, with the new head coach, with the new this, with the new that. They're not. Although, like, I think we agree, Robinson's good.
Yeah.
Obviously, he's proven himself. He beat all Philip Lindsay's the best undrafted player in recent memory,
True.
and
Phillip
he's
Lindsay
beating all of his. He's beating all of his rookie records, and then Chark is good enough, but then it's
Chark
just like
good.
you don't have anywhere to look after that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're just in a bad situation because they just have no good players really. You know, like that's kind of as simple as that. But moving on to the Raiders Chargers. Chargers suck, dude. They suck.
It's so funny, dude.
They suck.
Oh my god, it's so funny. Like every week. Oh my god,
Every
they're finally
week.
gonna win. But again, I'm pretty sure I said it last week. It's good because I think you're probably I'm a big like Anthony Lynn defender, but I think you're getting to the point where you're like, we have our dude at quarterback, we don't have our dude at coach, and we're gonna end up with an excellent draft pick because we've proved like they could legitimately be 7-1, but they're like what 2-6 or something.
They suck. Yeah, they suck bad.
And all their losses are by like 5 or less points, but dude, so everyone sees their potential.
You have your bona fide franchise quarterback who's looking like better than any rookie we've seen in a while, right? I mean, he's looking better than Burrow. You're right. You have the weapons aren't a thing. Keenan Allen is good. Mike Will is fine. Hunter Henry. You got Eckler's been out. You got Josh Kelly, Justin Jackson. The weapons are fine. The defense, talent-wise, is elite, right? Super elite talent-wise. They're missing Derwin, who's like the best.
Derwin James back. You get Derwin back.
But like
but I think it's almost been a perfect situation for them because they weren't going to make a playoff push. I mean, they weren't going to make like a legitimate.
No, but I think they could. Like, I don't like they're in a situation.
I agree, but it's like they're not going to win anything this year. So like they're not going to win. They're not going to Super Bowl, whatever.
Yeah.
This is almost perfect because you can be like, hey, this isn't our coach. This is absolutely our quarterback. You're not going to bring in a head coach that's going to want to replace him at quarterback. That's always what happens is a new.
You mentioned Bieniemy for
I was about to
Texans
say that.
And Falcons on the
if
Chargers.
If that job opens up, that might be the best job on the market. It really might.
You
Besides the fact that the Chargers have a pitiful ass, non-existent fan base, and they play in a big ass empty stadium.
No,
that's
but I mean,
the worst thing going for them.
They got some like literally. You go look at like their depth chart on defense. It's one of the best in the league, if not the best, like depth wise. If they're going and sitting
Bosa,
at like
Ingram,
oh
Derwin
my god,
James.
Tillery. I mean, so many young guys. Kenneth Murray, they just drafted. Their corners are elite. Like they just let Desmond King go for like a 6, but that's dumb. That's stupid. And anyway, so like if they're sitting at like 6 or something, and like Jamar Chase from LSU is there, and you got a chance to spice up that offense and add him with Mike Will and Keenan Allen.
Yep.
Come on, bro. I mean, this is like I said it. I think one of my hot takes the earlier weeks was when Herbert was balling was like Super Bowl contender 2021. If they get the right coach, it's possible because that's the only thing holding this team back. They're so talented. It makes no sense.
Yeah. So the coaching candidates to me are EB. You're always going to get the Dabo talk. I have a strong belief that an NFL team next season is going to take a risk on Jim Harbaugh after he gets fired from Michigan.
As a head?
Yeah, I really think so. Because he was a successful NFL coach. Like for the most part. I think I don't know, I guess his style fits that more. I think that I think that the Michigan situation's been a failure, but there's always gonna be the college guys you talk about. I genuinely don't think Lincoln Riley's going anywhere. I
Yeah,
don't think Dabo's going anywhere. So then it's like EB, possibly Greg Roman, although
dude, I just don't
the
see. I just can't
their
imagine
offense is
like
what's
how
that?
if you're a team that's like looking to hire a head coach, like is Bieniemy not your first call? Like, am I missing something? Like, I feel
It's
like he has to be.
Bieniemy or Joe Brady.
I feel like it has to be. Like, I don't
Because
know.
Joe Brady showed, even though LSU lost a lot like this year and they lost a record number of players in the draft, they're
Yeah, they.
so much worse without Joe Brady. And the
Yeah,
Panthers are doing so much with, I wouldn't say so little because they have a good enough roster, but like Mike Davis was used in a way that made him look next level. And
yeah.
he's not bad. I think he'll be a good running back. And then they have, I mean, Robbie Anderson's career was wasted at the Jets, and he becomes the number
He's
one,
a
even though they
stud.
have
He's legit.
DJ Moore, was their
He's
one
also
last year, and
good.
he's not.
Yeah,
Yeah, and Curtis Samuel's not bad. Like,
yeah, yeah.
so I think Joe Brady and EB are the first calls. The only thing against EB is that it is his offense. He doesn't call the plays.
You see the thing
So
where if it's about to get approved to where if Bieniemy were to get hired for another team, that the Chiefs would get 2 third-round picks because they like their minority assistant would get
it's the
promoted.
Rooney Rule. It's the Rooney Rule.
Yeah.
People hate that though.
I mean,
People
it's
hate
pretty
that.
controversial in my opinion, you know.
Yeah, the Rooney Rule. It's crazy. Yeah, that's it got declined this year, but they were talking about it's not a CBA thing, but they were talking about they're still in discussions with it. But yeah, they would get some compensatory picks
Yeah.
for him. But I think, I mean, whether or not that happens, as a Chiefs fan, you're happy to see him go be somewhere
Oh
successful
yeah, you got to
because
be.
you're building the Andy Reid coaching tree.
Dude, I mean,
Like,
who's probably going to be
yeah,
Kafka, which is the QB coach, is the next O coordinator, and I give it 3 years before he's another head coach. Like that's just the way it
yeah,
works.
because it just happens. Doug Peterson, Nagy,
Yeah, there's so many.
EB, like they're yeah, he's doing something there.
Um,
Moving on. Wow, we
we're
were
gonna go
going for a long time.
Finn's cards.
Dolphins, Cardinals. 34-31 Fins. Tua, I hated your
Hmm.
slander last week because all that happened was their defense played really well and they ran the ball and he was handcuffed in the
Yeah,
second half because they had a big lead.
he
You give
looked.
Tua the ball, you give him, you take the handcuffs off. He looked good. He ran the ball quite a bit and looked
He
good.
actually, yeah, he looked super mobile.
But I think he's always going to be like a pocket mobile guy. I don't want to see him continue to run the ball
He will
because,
get killed.
like,
Yeah.
I don't want to. Yeah, he literally all those young guys want to take hits. Like I was listening to his mic'd up, and he's like, "I like getting hit. Like you're not going to
No,
like
you
getting
don't.
hit much,
No, you
and
don't.
you're a guy that's dealt with injuries. So every time you do
Just
that,
slide. Yeah.
literally your coach is legit freaking out. Everyone that drafted you because you were taking a risk
Yeah.
on him anyways. But I think in terms of there's always been a lot of like good 1-2 drafts like RG3 or Andrew Luck,
Fields or
Mariota or Jameis.
Lawrence.
All those have kind of ended up a little bit bummy, but like this is looking like one of the best quarterback draft classes. I mean, you
Bro,
can look at
like
Mahomes
no,
and
like
Watson.
yeah,
Mahomes
and
and Watson's was
yeah.
insane. And
Hmm.
Lamar at the end of that?
No.
That was
No.
the next year. That was the next year.
Yeah.
Lamar
Yeah.
was that year was good too, though. I
Lamar
mean,
was with Baker, Darnold, Rosen, Allen.
Rosen.
Yeah.
That's a wild year. But like all these guys are looking like hits. And like Jordan Love's not gonna be in the conversation because he was drafted so late and he's in like a full build him up situation. But like
I don't even know. Yeah. I
I
honestly
mean,
forgot
they
he
all look
existed.
good.
I honestly
Yeah. I
forgot
mean
Jordan Love
he doesn't
existed.
even dress. He's a slow build. I still don't hate the pick. Draft
I
him before you
hate
need
it.
him.
I hate it. Anyways, Dolphins one of the brightest futures in the league. Got 2 first-round picks. Not worried about the Cards. I think Cards are bona fide playoff in the NFC. Probably contenders. Love the Cards. Solid game. Saints Bucks. What the hell? I mean, what are we doing?
So they never established the run because they played the whole game from behind. They had 5 rushing attempts.
I like genuinely consider myself like pretty knowledgeable about the NFL, solid making predictions. I mean, I even feel like I could like bet sometimes because I just get a gut feeling, and my gut feeling for months has been Bucks to the Super Bowl, and I would have put as much money as I have to my name on the Bucks winning this game, and they literally lost by 35 points. 35
And
points.
they only kicked the field goal to take the goose egg off the board.
They got destroyed.
This is crazy
so
to me because it's like it almost seemed like he was forcing the ball to AB. 2 of his 3 picks were balls thrown to AB.
He was.
I think they're gonna have a little bit of chemistry issues.
I hope
but
they do.
I don't think you can make excuses for Brady, who signed with the Bucks and forced AB to be on the Bucks, forced Gronk to be on the Bucks, and he is struggling with the weapons that he bought on the team.
So here's the thing.
The one thing I don't want to have though is like, what have you done for me lately? Like, let's just cancel him after this game.
No, Tom's
because
fine.
it's not bad, but it's just like it was a very ugly showing.
Yeah. So here's the thing that like really is weird about this is the Saints, who we both had kind of not necessarily written off, and we kind of talked about it last week about how we wrote them off too early, but they now are up 2-0 on the Bucks in the same division. There's a legit chance the Saints get the 1 in the NFC, which is
but
wild.
I don't think there's a 0% chance in my mind that they're going to beat the Bucks a third time. A 0% chance.
Yeah, so when they meet in the playoffs, that's why I'm still rolling Bucks in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's first of all, it's so hard to beat someone 3 times.
But after this, especially, like a beatdown like this.
And Brady's, you don't think Brady's. I love when Arians just talks mess on Brady in the press conference. He'll literally be like, "Was this a bad like play calling game?" He's like, "No, our receivers were open. We just didn't target them."
Yeah,
he's just throwing shade. But I just think, I mean, yeah, we're not going to write off the Bucks. Tom Brady's
we're not writing off the Bucks. You know who we are writing off?
Crazy
though?
Game.
We are writing off the Patriots. They're done. They won. They're done. I don't care. I told myself I was watching this game, and I was just thinking about how awesome my Cam Newton rant was going to be, and I have a hot take about him later. And I wanted them to lose so bad because I wanted for one, I wanted Under to be right because I think that's hilarious. And for 2, I hate the Patriots, and I honestly think Cam Newton is a bottom 5 starting quarterback in the league. I think he is brutal. I think he sucks.
You could, as Under said, you could compare him to Tim Tebow.
You can compare him to Markelle Fultz. The guy cannot throw, bro. It's over. The Pats, I think I don't know. They ended up pulling it out somehow, but they're done. They're not making the playoffs. Not with the emergence of the Dolphins. Not with the Bills. If you have
the 16 team, they'll sneak in. But other than that, we can both hammer them off.
I mean, I've been saying like I don't want to see I don't want to see Cam and Belichick.
I'm not blaming it all on Cam. His best receivers are Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, and like fraud N'Keal Harry and Julian Edelman.
Who doesn't play? Yeah. They have one active tight end at all times. Every single defensive player opted out.
No, the team just sucks. Like,
yeah, but I'm not blaming it all on Cam.
Well, it's just not. Let's just not act like they're like they need more stuff around Cam to be good. I just genuinely think they suck, and I think Cam sucks too.
Yeah, I'm not. We'll have this conversation later, but I'm not taking Cam out. Flacco's back. Go Flacco.
Flacco.
I got my butt chewed.
If Darnold, I got
my butt chewed by Dooley, by Jackson Dooley for saying that Flacco was bad last week. So I apologize to him, but I'll apologize to him on the pod. I'm sorry, sir. Flacco is back. Flacco is elite. Always will be.
I love the Flacco is elite memes, but in all seriousness, if Darnold would have put up Flacco's stat line, we'd all be talking about how we can't wait to see him in a different system. So got to give credit where credit is due to Mr. Flacco.
All right, game balls. AFC, who you got?
Josh Allen. Lit him up.
You want to know who mine is?
Yeah.
Flacco.
Hey.
It's either Flacco or Mahomes. Flacco and
you didn't go Josh Allen. I mean, yeah. I mean, if they would have won, then that would have been a fire game ball. But
I don't like Josh Allen is just carving up the
shitty defense.
One of the worst defenses we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay, NFC.
I gave it to Dalvin again. I think he might have won it last week too, but
yeah, he did. I gave it to Gary Gilbert.
All right, 2 losing quarterbacks.
A losing effort.
All right, respect.
All right, so this is a hot take I had, and through the episode, I've just learned how stupid it might be. But
Mm-hmm.
one man once told me, if you have a gut feeling, you ride it to the very end.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying you will be seeing the Dolphins in the AFC Championship
Yep, that's
this
not
year.
happening. That's not
This
happening.
year. This year.
Over. So are you saying Dolphins Chiefs, or am I gonna have to explode right here?
No, it's Dolphins Chiefs.
Okay. So you have them beating the Steelers at one point.
Okay, so the teams they have to beat, they're basically the Steelers, the Titans, and the Bills. I think they can get sneaky hot and somehow do that.
That would be fun as hell.
My opinion on hot takes, if you make really, really terrible ones, you're going to get shit on. But if any of them are right, if any of them are wrong, you're not going to get criticized because you already said it. If any
Yeah.
of them are wrong, you're going to look like a genius. So I'm rolling with Tua. Tua, I think he's, I mean, before Joe Burrow did what he did, he was one of the highest,
He was
like,
so hyped. I've never seen a
oh my
quarterback hyped
God.
so much.
I mean, you can just go back to his freshman year. There will never be another situation like what Tua did. There might never be another situation like Joe Burrow did. Those
Yeah.
were two insanely unique situations. Tua comes in the second half for a team that has a quarterback that's lost 2 starts and wins the
Yeah.
job in the national. Like that's, I mean, it's a storybook. It's never going to happen again.
Yeah, it might not.
Wild. So I mean, he just has that talent. So yeah, I'm rolling with that. That's my only one for the week. What do you got?
I got Cam's out of the league next year. That's my hot take. Cam
Yeah,
is
you're an
out of the
asshole.
league. I'm not an
Cam will
asshole.
100% have it. Cam will 100% have a job.
For
He'll
who?
be a back. He'll have one of them.
A backup?
He's better than both the Bears quarterbacks.
No.
He's
You
better
you told me
than
last
the
week
Jaguars' options.
you think the Jaguars are running out Cam Newton. You think
He's better than Matt Ryan.
what are you talking about? No damn way is even close to Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan can throw.
Cam for
This
the
dude
booth.
Cam cannot throw a football. No, not Cam for the booth. No, Cam for the opera, whatever he wants to do, working out to weird music and shit.
Just wearing hats. Just Cam
Yeah,
to wear
Cam
hats.
for Broadway or runway. I don't get that guy. That guy. He's out of the league next year. That's my hot take. All right, 3 people in 5 years. Hit me with one.
Okay, I only have one this week.
Okay.
We had one similar to this, but because Tua has played, we're going Joe Tua Herbert.
Yeah, this is the exact same one I believe you gave me, and I'm rolling.
No, because Herbert Tua hadn't played yet. I don't
Okay,
think Tua was in it.
whatever. Give me Tua's last still. Because of situation, Herbert Burrow, but I like him equally.
It's tough. I think Herbert's the best, personally.
Yeah. All right. Mine, and for some reason, Bruce hates this player, Terry McLaurin. Oh, I had
You're
another.
a slurper. You're a slurper.
I have
Like,
another. Here's my second hot take. I didn't write it down. So I gave one comparison. Bryce is like the hardest DK Metcalf stan in the world, basically.
can you explain what stan means? Because I don't know what that means, and I'm pretty
Stan,
sure the
I think
viewers that are not in the troll life that you live don't know what that means.
stan means like you. I don't even know how to describe it. I can't believe you don't know what that term is. It's like you like Terry McLaurin. You appreciate Terry McLaurin. You realize how good he is. So yeah, I stand Terry.
He's trash.
So when it comes to DK, Terry, AJ Brown, which is 3 studs, I'm sure Bryce would put Terry last. I'm gonna go Terry McLaurin is closer to DK than AJ is to Terry. That's my hot take. Yeah. Terry McLaurin is good. Terry McLaurin is closer to DK.
He's good.
No,
but
he's really
AJ
good.
Brown and DK have the tangibles that Terry will never have.
Besides, like Terry McLaurin, honestly, and maybe this is me. I get Antonio Brown vibes from Terry McLaurin. That's what I get.
I'm a Terry McLaurin. I'm not a hater at all. Like, I love that he's a captain now. I love that he has proven himself. I love that he was a low draft pick. He's not in that. He's not in that stratosphere. You could give him AJ Brown, possibly.
All right,
you cannot compare him
it's
to
a
DK
hot take for a
Metcalf.
reason. Anyways, my 3 this week were McLaurin, Justin Jefferson, Chris Godwin over the next 5 years.
Jefferson, McLaurin, Godwin.
You're going Godwin last. I actually like that because I thought you might go Godwin first. I'd go McLaurin.
I'm never going Godwin first. I still
Yeah.
think Godwin's year last year was a fluke. You know that. I think
Yeah.
Godwin's good. I don't think Godwin's great.
Yeah, agreed. I actually do agree with that. McLaurin, Jefferson, Godwin, that'd be mine. I have another one if you want it.
Okay, let's hear it.
All right. So you got DeAndre Swift, J.K. Dobbins, James Robinson. 3 rookies.
That's hard.
Yeah, that actually is.
Because I'm tempted to take Robinson first.
But I'm tempted to take J.K. first.
The only reason I'm not is that James Robinson, although J.K. is not the bona fide number one,
But
James Robinson has done, but he's done more with way less. And the Baltimore has almost everything going for them besides the passing game, depending upon the day. But yeah, I think that's tough. Yeah, I definitely think Swift's last.
Yeah,
and no disrespect to Swift, but
he's just a little more pass catchery.
And we haven't seen enough of him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Robinson 1, J.K. Dobbins 2. Robinson's just been so impressive with literally almost nothing around him. And Jaguars have never been on TV ever, so I'm not sure what that offensive line looks like. But the Baltimore's isn't terrible. They've lost a lot of pieces. Marshall Yanda, they lost their left tackle, but
yeah, Baltimore's
he's going to be, if he stays in Baltimore, he's going to be a guy just because of how much they run the ball. Mark Ingram will be retired either after this year or next.
Yeah.
Justice Hill never panned out. Shout out Oklahoma State. Yeah. All right.
So
I'm going to make an announcement real quick. I booked a hotel 4 hours away an hour ago. The tiredness I've felt between now and then is on another level. So I have to get it's non-refundable.
Okay.
And it's 300 miles away. So
you making it?
I'm gonna go get a coffee and we're gonna bang it out. Because I need to sleep in a bed. And I'm not gonna check. I have to check in at some point. So I don't know. It was $40. It was a Super 8 in some random town in Maryland that I don't know, but we're gonna try and drive there. All right, for our draft today, you gotta have dinner with 5 people from history, dead or alive, famous people, actors, athletes, whoever you want. I got a coin. Heads or tails?
Heads. I always go heads. We'll stick with heads.
Tails.
Okay, give me it. Yours for your first one has to be LeBron.
LeBron James.
Yeah.
Welcome to the table.
Yeah. I'm not the least bit surprised by that.
Okay, who are you going with?
Give me Kanye West. That man has an insane mind, and I have got to have.
It's crazy.
The
last Kanye West quote that I actually almost messed with was, "Halloween is the only day people aren't wearing a costume."
Dude, the guy has some.
I was almost
fire
like, wow.
Quotes. He says some insanely stupid stuff, but I genuinely believe his mind just works differently. I would love to have a conversation with that guy.
And he ran for president under the birthday party. Might have been the best option. Okay, I'm gonna go. This guy can't not be off the board, so I'm gonna go Kobe. Rest in peace, and one of the greatest ever. So gotta go Kobe.
Kobe Bryant. I'll go. This one might be a little bit in left field. Give me Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler's awesome though. Adam Sandler's actually sick. I love it.
Adam Sandler's sick.
God. Jordan's on the board, but
yeah,
I'll need to be a little more diverse. We'll go Big Cat from Pardon My Take, my guy. Funny as shit.
Big Cat.
We'll go Big Cat. Dan Katz.
All right. We'll go Big Cat. So I'm sitting at Kanye and Adam Sandler. Give me Big Red, Andy Reid. I want to sit down. I want to have a cheeseburger triple.
Big cheeseburger with him.
I want to have a cheeseburger with Andy Reid. Yeah, there's my
All
third.
right. I'm gonna go Lil Tunechi.
Lil Wayne. That's
Lil
actually a good
Wayne.
one. Good one.
Lil Wayne. I want to just see him just on some other shit. Just
Yeah. Yeah.
on his. All right, we'll go with him.
I'll go Elon Musk. Even though he's kind of a weirdo, I get weird vibes from him, but I like talking to him about space and shit and Mars and all that weird stuff he's up to with NASA. I think that would be interesting.
All right, I'm going off that wavelength. I'm going Steve Jobs.
Yep. Similar. What I got? One more.
Yeah, and then we'll go through our who else was on our list.
All right. I'll go Will Ferrell. Classic.
He was on my list.
Yeah.
All right, I had Tiger.
Oh, that's such a good one. I didn't even have that. I had Dennis Rodman on mine.
Yeah, that was good. Ethan gave you that.
Yeah. I no, that was
Pat,
up to myself.
Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King, Adam Gase.
Holy shit.
I just wanted to get in the brain of a moron.
I'd have to give him an Extend Adam Gase hoodie. Merch coming soon, by the way.
And yeah, that's it. MJ.
And then I had my only other one was Kyle Forgard from Nilk. So
Oh yeah, I did have
yes, you had Steve on there.
Yeah, it was either him or Gronk or
They're the
Channing
same.
Tatum.
What's the difference?
Or Channing Tatum if you're Jacob Unruh.
All right, well, that all
That's
for the pod today.
We want you guys to go on our Twitter, add us, and say whose takes were the best today, and we will shout you out in the next episode.
Yes, sir.
That's all we had. We will be probably mobile next week as well.
Yeah. Where are you at next week? You decided for next week's pod?
I don't know where I'll be. I'm at least going to be in a hotel room, but I'll probably be, I would say probably New Haven or Boston.
All right. East Coast junkie,
So
Bruce Smith.
we're going up the whole coast, man. And I got
It's gonna be cold as hell. It's gonna be.
It was
cold.
75 in Indy today.
Yeah, but that's Indy. That's not Boston.
I drove past the Pat McAfee studios. It was sick.
Should have asked him if he wanted to hop on.
Hop on the pod real quick.
Yeah.
It's pretty sick. There's nothing that exciting. I mean, Indy's cool, but it's not as exciting as some of the other places. But yeah, I've got a fat drive in front of me. I'm gonna go house a coffee at a rest stop. Might get a couple hours of snooze.
All right.
All right, boys. We'll see you guys later. Thank you.
Appreciate you all tuning in as always.
Hey, don't forget to unrecord that. Make sure everything saves.
Yes, sir.
All
I got
right.
you.
Thank you all. Peace.
Deuces, baby.